Hello legends, welcome back to the channel and thanks for being here. If the thumbnail didn't give it away, today I'm installing headlights. This is super easy, it takes a few minutes, no wiring required, and most importantly, it dramatically improves your headlight beam. Now I specifically picked a time here that's just before dusk, so in a few minutes when I finish putting these on, I can show you the results. Enough chit chat, let's get to it. Now to put these on, really all you're going to need is a screwdriver. Electrical tape is optional and recommended just to plug up a few things, but really not required. So take your trusty Phillips head, undo a few screws, and these will go right on. Now this is the part number that I've used and I bought this off eBay. The headlight set comes in a pretty sturdy box and some bubble wrap to protect it, and they look to be decent quality. If they're not, however, I've got a spare set here just in case I've got to swap another one in. But all in all, this is a very simple install. It's just plug and play with the main harness, and then I'll show you what you need to do for your running lights or your indicators. Totally optional to put these in. I've decided to put the daytime running lights in, but you can run the blinkers and the daytime running lights at the same time if that's what you prefer. So really there's not much else to it. Let's get cranking. So step one is to open your bonnet. Now you're not even going to need to undo your battery terminals for this. This is literally plug and play. You're going to be dealing with the wiring in here. So you have your main bulb just there. You have your indicator just there. And right here is the daytime running light, which is this one. It's optional whether you want to put the indicator or the running light on, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. But basically the daytime running light will be this one. It turns into an indicator as well, and that's your main beam and high beams over here. So to swap this out is super simple. All you're going to need is that Phillips head and undo a bunch of bolts over here, etc, etc. And then you just pull the grill off, which gives you full access to this cover. So let's do that real quick. So start by undoing these two bolts over here. Just reach in and pull away the indicator cover, and you'll find two bolts in here. There's a third one just up here. Okay, so at this point, this cover is loose and ready to come out, but it's being held in place by the grill. So just get all the bolts out from the grill and remove it. There's a whole bunch of them just along here, and you might find a few extras inside the grill itself. All right, grill out. So now with the grill out of the way, you should be able to jimmy this out. There's going to be a clip over here, so just reach in and undo that clip. Okay, that's it. So now your trim is loose, so all you've really got to do now is disconnect all of these connectors. Simple as, just squeeze this together. There we go, so they both work the same way. So once your connections are loose, undo the main beam as well, and now you should be able to pull free the headlights around. Okay, so with those out of the way, really all you've got to do is take this lens off, and that is held on by 4 bolts. And just be really careful, you don't want to shred the heads on these. These face forward, so they've caught a lot of water and rain over the years, so they're likely to be quite rusty like mine. So just go easy, and if need be, get them replaced. And with those 4 out, you can lift this away. So you basically got your old headlight, that's it there, and you've also got this little trim bezel, which you're going to need to reuse because obviously the mounting points are on the trim bezel itself, so your new headlight goes in there. I'm just going to give this a quick clean before I put it back on. These bezels are pretty cool. They're actually stainless steel, so once they get a good wipe down, looks like they're coming up brand new. Yeah, pretty happy with those. They don't make them like they used to. Okay, so at this phase, all you really got to do is plug this thing back in and screw it back in place. So with the plugs themselves, let's take a quick look. So you've got the main plug, which obviously plugs into the main plug. Nice and easy, nothing complicated there. Now with your daytime running lights, so these on the side over here, all you've got to do is take your red clip and line it up with the DRL plug over here. Now the DRL plug has an earth and a positive as well. Now the new headlights do not have an earth because they take the earth from the main plug, so don't worry about the earth there. So all you've got to do is basically plug these two together like so, and that's it. So now let's just check this. Daytime lights, headlights, high beams, headlights off, DRL's off. So there we go, that works fairly simply really, and it's a nice and neat install. Now you've also got a plug here for the indicators. So what happens there is these turn amber when you plug this in, and to do that all you would need to do is plug this wire into this connector over here. Now you'll notice that this is a female and so is this. So to connect them, this is what you'd need to do. Alright, you need to make yourself a small little connection. Now this is only necessary if you do want to run the indicators as well. So let me show you what you'd need. You'd need a tiny little bit of wire, say about that much. Just strip both ends. Okay, so you've got a wire with two open ends. Grab yourself two electrical terminals. You want them to be male, so 1, 2. Feed those through and then just give it a crimp. There we go. So all this is a connection from one to the other. So let me show you what needs to happen here. All you're really doing is you're connecting the indicator end like so into the plug like so. So now you've got your indicator and your DRL connected both at the same time. So when you turn these lights on, this is what happens. So DRL on, and when you indicate, this is what happens. Indicator off, DRL stays on. Headlights on, indicate. Okay, so as you can see, the indicators do work and they cancel out the DRLs when you do indicate, but I don't like that they're blinking so fast. When the indicators turn on, it's almost like the car is thinking that the bulb is out because it's a really fast indicator, and that's usually an indication on your dash that one of your bulbs is out. Now, I think what's happening is the voltage or the amperage or something is way too low on these LEDs, and the car is picking it up as a blown bulb basically. So it's blinking really rapidly, and I'm not a fan of it either. The other thing I'm not a fan of is when the amber turn signal is on, the DRLs obviously are off and the amber is on, but as soon as the amber turns off, the DRLs turn back on. So in the front there, you can hardly tell that the color is changing because the white DRLs come straight back on. So what I've decided to do is disconnect the indicators and just run the DRLs, and that's okay for me because I've got indicators on the side anyway. So I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think it's very successful with the indicators being in the DRLs there. You can't really see them, so I'm going to keep my indicators on the side. Alright, so that's what I've decided to do, but in case you do want to connect both your DRLs and your indicators, I've shown you the process. You just got to make that little connector with the male plugs on either end. Okay, so that's kind of it. I'm going to get back to finishing this install. The rest of it's super easy. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this join back out because I will not be using it. That's not for me. So I'm just going to leave the indicator connection loose and free over here. The only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up this earth just to make sure it doesn't short the ground or do something. So I'll take a little bit of electrical tape, and I don't think this is crucial, you know, this is totally optional. This is just me being fussy or super safe, but I'll take a little bit of tape like that, and I'm going to take the earth on my DRLs. I'm going to cover it with a little bit of electrical tape like so. There, just to try to protect this from moisture as much as possible. But that's plugged in, and so is that, so I'm happy with that. This I'll leave loose. I don't think this will be a problem, and because it's got a little, you know what, why not? While we're here, let's just cover it up. There we go. I don't think it will make much difference, but you know, I'm sure it won't arc on anything now. So I'm just going to leave those there like so. I'm going to peel this plastic back a little bit. Going to take my chrome surround here and put this back on. Grab your teeny tiny little screws that hold this bracket on. Okay, sweet. So I can pull this off. Oh man, that's looking good. Just do one more test here before you plug everything back in and make sure it all works. Yeah, that's looking good. All right, final steps. Time to put the headlight surround back in. Screws back on. Don't forget these two here and the indicators. Lovely. Okay, side lens back on. And last but not least, don't forget to put your grill back. Don't forget to plug your indicator back in if you're not using it in the main headlight, like I am not. There we go. Now guys, I don't know about you, but I think that is awesome. This took me all of 5 minutes, and just look at the transformation. There you go guys, nice and effective, even if I do say so myself. Dusk is upon us here. I'm about to go out for a drive and test these out for the first time, but as you can see, it takes 5-10 minutes to get these done, and I really like the results, and I hope you do too. It really modernizes the look of these little trucks. And this is completely reversible. If for whatever reason I don't like these anymore, I can put the old ones back in. I haven't hacked the wiring up at all. I can just plug and play the old ones back in. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give the video a like, a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this where you can work on your car at home, kind of like what I do in your own garage, then go ahead and subscribe so you can see when I make more content. But that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and try this on your car. See you next time.